Okay, here with an interview with a whole bunch of people about the X47 project. We're going to start off with the man who got the ball rolling, Mr. Dan Odie. So now you found this car in the backyard out in Nassau, and what made you decide to go dig it out?
Well, actually, when I first found it, one thing I was trying to do is document where old cars are and stuff. Back in March, I actually found a car. I just took some pictures of it. And kind of what my whole idea is, I never really knew if anybody was going to, this might be somebody's family's car, or, you just know of a lot of cars around. And you hear of a lot of people, especially with me doing the photos, you hear a lot of people that are actually asking about their family's cars. I myself, from 15 years ago, was looking for my father's car. I don't know where they are. So I kind of had an idea that I just had a hunch, a feeling that if I started documenting where old cars were, something would come out of it. And actually, odd enough, a couple months later, I ran into Marietta at Albany, Saratoga. And
Marietta.
Hi.
And she actually started asking about a car, and then come to find out I had movies of it, plus also I found I knew where the car was. So to go even farther, that we found another family involved with the car, and it really snowballed into this really huge event.
But you can't get ahead of us now. You're getting ahead of our story now. What was it like when he actually, you're looking at it and you saw on the film, right?
Right.
Your father's car racing. What went through your mind?
I was dumbfounded and surprised, and
Only Danny Odie would desert us in the middle of an interview. And he isn't drunk.
no.
Oh, I see why, because Bobby Hackle. I mean, that kid's the king.
But yeah, it was amazing to see it.
But you never got to see your father race? Did I hear that correctly?
I was so young, I don't remember.
You don't remember?
And I have only one picture of him because my parents divorced when I was young, so I was looking for something to get, of my dad's, and all of a sudden I seen it on the video, and it just went from there, I guess. It went big from there, so.
What did you think when he told you actually knew where the car was?
I was surprised, and then he emailed me the pictures, and I was really surprised to see what it looked like. And I had no idea about oil in the picture at the time, because that came later.
Do you remember these guys from when you were little?
Not too much, no. My older brother does. He was here tonight, but he had gone. So.
Danny was supposed to be back over for this part. We went into Nassau into a backyard, and the owner was nice enough to let us go and dig it out.
Right.
And, Cortney was in on it. And actually, Cortney's going to take over from here because I wasn't there for this part of the story. But now, what happened when we left?
Well, we ended up going to a gas station so everyone could fill up, and we ran into Loyal. And, Loyal, why don't you rehash for us kind of what happened that day in your eyes?
Well, we were driving by, coming back from Home Depot, and as we were going by, my wife looked over to the Hess station and said, "Loyal, there's your father's old car." So I said, "No way." And I turned around, I came back, pulled in the parking lot, and there it was. I jumped out. I thought they were taking it to the port, going to junk it or something. So I jumped out and asked them what they were doing with the car. And that's when I found out that they were going to try to restore the car. And
Now, have you been looking for the car? Did you know about the car? You were around when he raced it, right?
yes, I was. Danny, my son, and myself, and we were looking for the car for probably the last 3 or 4 years, and we couldn't find it. So, and these guys come through, and they found it. I just don't know how they did, but they did.
Now, behind them, you can just barely see this behind them, but we actually have a helmet, shirt, and a trophy from the original X47. And now these were all your father's?
Yes. Yes, they were. And my father's, Eddie and my father, Marietta's father, Eddie, and my father both drove the car. And I'm not sure which one of them won the trophy.
Now, is it true they used to flip a coin to see who was going to race that week?
Yes, they did.
Unbelievable. And these were real trophies. I got to point this out to Howie Commander. This is wood Howie, metal, brass. And Bruce, yeah. Now this gets to the part of the story which is cool for me because one of my favorite drivers for the past several years over here, Danny Burl, happens to be the grandson And he's going to be racing the X47 next year.
Yep. We're changing our whole paint scheme to my grandfather's number and kind of paint, the car the same way he had his done. So
can I paint it with a paintbrush then?
Well,
Get me and Ashley drunk and give us some paintbrush.
yeah, paint by number. You want to do that?
Handprints and stuff.
Yeah. I could probably. My son's got some of that. I could probably get you some of that.
So you were probably too young to remember your grandfather racing, right?
Right. I only heard about him.
You only heard about him.
Yeah. Seen pictures. Seen the helmet.
Now, see, you and I, we got more nerve than average. I want to break into Pine Ball. I know exactly how to get in because I used to work for the guy.
Listen,
who
I
owns
got a buddy of mine that I work with that's got permission right around it. I've been wanting to go in there and get in there.
It's
I want
kinda neat
pictures.
'cause the track is still very much there.
Yeah, they said they just couple some trees growing up, but other than that,
If we
there's
could get the
all
car
still-
back in there for some pictures with you, that'd be awesome.
I don't know if we could do that, but
Might be able to. There's a pretty clear path back to it.
well, yeah, I know they got a road right to it, but the guy that owns it,
He's a real jerk. I worked for him
Yeah, he's
for
not very
for years.
happy.
He's miserable.
yeah,
We got to be louder. Okay, should we yell? See, I told you I should have
I
got
only
you.
yell at Lebanon Valley.
I knew I should have got you drunk before this.
See, I only get rowdy at Lebanon Valley, so
So you got to see your father race. You used to race, did you not?
Yes, I did.
I remember Gary telling me about that. And where'd you race? At the Valley?
I raced at the Valley. I raced at Accord, Fonda, Brewerton.
How much success? As much as your dad or
No.
as much as your son?
I was on my roof more than anything.
Danny's done very well.
Danny has. Danny's a great driver.
And I never see him lose a fight either.
Well, that he got from me, so. The driving I think he got from my dad and maybe Eddie, I don't know. He didn't get it from me. He's a whole lot better driver than I ever was.
He's been one of my favorites. It was funny because I used to cheer for him. Then I found out that he was Gary's nephew. It was like, hey, cool. All right. I really like this guy now.
Well, I mean, I wish Danny would have started driving when he was a lot younger, my
Little
cars.
hackle over there, right?
Yep. I tried to get him to drive when he was younger, but he was chasing the girls all the time then.
You can't blame him. Girls' cars. It's a toss-up there.
Yeah,
And speaking of girls, I got to go back over here to Cortney for no other reason. Just I like being seen with this gorgeous thing here. Hi, everybody. Eat your hearts out. Hey, Bob Miller, we're getting married.
So, are we all invited to the wedding?
Absolutely. Yes. You can be best man.
All right, I'll be best man.
do Jello shots or what?
I've had one too many of those tonight. You don't want to give me any of those, actually. So now, what are your expectations, Oli, as far as seeing the car out there running around?
The X47?
Yeah.
I think that would be pretty cool, to get in my dad's car and drive it around the racetrack.
So you're going to kick Danny's ass and drive it first?
I wouldn't have to do that. Danny's got more respect for me. He'd let me drive it first.
Really? Wow.
I never had to kick Danny's ass.
You didn't?
No.
Wow.
No. Because Danny, he always did what I told
Now,
him.
is it true you guys would never let Gary drive anything?
Gary got in a car once. He stopped on the back stretch and caused a major accident.
In a fight?
No.
No fight?
There was nobody in the fight. They were all crashed.
Stuck his arm out the window.
You really-
No.
Thank God, right?
Probably.
Yeah, I ran Pro Stock at Fonda for years in Lebanon Valley, and then I went into running the sprint cars and had 2 bad accidents, and that was it for me.
That's it, huh?
Yeah.
The wife make you quit, or you do it on your own?
The wife made me quit.
That's usually the case.
It's a good thing I had a heart attack about a month later, so it's a good thing I crashed.
That's what the middle hackle was telling me. The wife made him retire.
Yeah. Well, she told me either we're done racing or divorce. So, and I figured, we're done racing.
Good choice, huh? You like eating, right?
That's right.
Now you're going to go out and do some hot laps with this car?
No, but maybe my son could get in it. He races.
There's a thought. Well, why not you?
I don't race.
You don't have to race to do a
I want
lap.
it to get restored, not
You can
to
drive,
unrestored.